Hey guys, welcome back to channel Pause Window Cleaning, and this is week number 27 of our 100K journey of 2024. Now before we begin, I just want to thank this week's sponsor, Project to Payment. Now Project to Payment is a business management tool that makes essentially our lives so much easier. Why do I say that? Because a couple of you guys have reached out to me and said, hey, what is Project to Payment? You know, how do I use it? And you know, essentially what does it do for me, right? And what I really like about it is that literally I'm using it like every single day. It helps me to create an invoice, then from there give it to the homeowner, you know, the bid and everything like that. Once the homeowner gets that link, right, from Project to Payment, then from there they can accept the bid. And then once they accept it, then you do the job, then you can give them an invoice. And then once they pay, then you can convert it to pay, and it gives them a receipt. It makes things so much easier. And what's awesome about it too is that at the end of it, once I have everything done, then from there it gives them a link to a review. So, you know, it helps you out a little bit because you already have their information, and it says, hey, here's your receipt. If you want to leave us a review, please do so. And here's our link. So it's really cool. And essentially what it does is just makes your life so much easier. Also too, like, let's say, for example, like, let's say you do a job. I'll give you a perfect example. I had a job last week that I did the job. I send them the invoice, and then from there they didn't pay, and they told me this ahead of time, and they paid me this week, right? So it was not a problem at all. But what's nice is that every single day they would send a reminder, right? Like, hey, this is the payment, that's due, this and that. And then from there they told me already what day it was going to be, but they told me, they're like, oh, it's really nice that they had like a little bit of a reminder so that I was able to pay you, and I already had the link and everything ready to go. So that's one thing I really like about it. So ended up getting paid and everything like that. So anyways, Project to Payment is an awesome business management tool that helps you to organize your clients and everything like that so that you can get paid easier and faster. So anyways, thank you so much, Project to Payment, for the sponsorship. So now let's talk about this week, week 27. Now I'm going to say this week was very chill. It was very nice. Ash and I are kind of like used to doing like big houses all the time. And it's just nice to have kind of like a chill week, if that makes sense. Yeah, there was just very chill. And I'm gonna kind of try to make it a theme for this week, kind of like save your money. Now, why do I want to say save your money? Because right now is you're making a lot of money, especially you guys that are starting your window cleaning business. A couple of you guys have reached out to me, and that's another thing too. Always reach out to me. You know, feel free to reach out to me. Just say, hey Andy, you know, can I pick my brain a little bit like that? Not a problem at all. But at the same time, I do want you guys to succeed, right? Because that's, you know, we're a team here. And so essentially, I just want to get at just to, like, if you were to start your business, start saving your money now, because obviously you have to pay taxes, right? We all have to do that. But also too, like when you have your slow season, like January, February, March, that type of, that time of year, you're not going to have a lot of work. So like, just want to just say, you know, when you get all these jobs right now, don't get like overconfident, because we all do, even myself. I'm like, oh, you know, this is great, we're getting all these jobs. At the same time, after the holidays, you know, at the end of the year, things kind of died out. Beginning of next year, it's kind of hard to, you know, get jobs and everything like that, especially like if you live up north where it snows. It's kind of even more harder to clean windows because, you know, the weather and all that. But all in all, you know, just save your money. You know, we're at the middle of the year, so I just want to kind of just give you guys a reminder to just put some money aside, obviously for taxes, but also too for, you know, those off times of not having work. But anyways, I have my list here so I don't forget. Let's just get straight into it. So this week, our first job, man, this client was like the most awesome client you could ever have in a sense, because I remember last week I gave him a bid, and he was just so chill. He wasn't there in person, but we were talking on the phone. He had some guys working around the house, like plumbers and stuff like that. No construction clean up for this house or anything like that. But it was just so cool because I got there and I called him, and he's like, yeah, just give me a bid for outside and inside. And I don't think I took a lot of videos this week, so I apologize. This week was kind of like a little bit, yeah, we didn't take a lot. We were kind of busy with work. But I think I do have a video of doing his house, so hopefully I have a video of that. But yeah, essentially he's like, just give me a bid for inside and out. And then I said, okay. And that's why I was saying about project to payment so cool, is because I put all his information in the system. I had already his phone number and email, so I sent him the bid pretty much, and then from there he accepted it. Like, it was kind of like at almost midnight, I think last week, like I think midnight on Friday. So that was kind of like, oh, okay, wow, you know, I got a notification that he accepted it almost at midnight. But yeah, then from there, we showed up on Monday. He wasn't there again, him and his wife. His wife was possibly going to be home, but ended up having to run errands. So we got there, we did the inside and out, Ashley and I, and then from there we're like, hey, and I think, oh yeah, that's right, he actually paid us before we even got to the job site. And I'm just like, wow, that's a lot of you know, trust and faith in us that we're going to show up. But you know, we were with him the whole time, and like those type of clients, I really want to go out of my way, if that makes sense, because, you know, they're putting a lot of trust in us, and I'm really happy that, you know, we can provide that service for them to clean their windows. And so when I was inside, he hadn't had his windows cleaned, I think, for quite some time. So what I ended up doing was I actually recorded a video of just like before I did the windows, and then like I said, hey, it looks like, you know, you might have some hard water spots on your windows. So then from there, what I ended up doing was, after I was done, I did another video kind of showing him like a little bit like, hey, these little water spots here are hard water. It's nothing really I can do. House is 100 years old, so really nothing I can really do about it. And he's like, oh, no problem, it's fine. And I don't know, just those type of clients are really, really awesome to have, that, you know, they just say, go for it, you're good to go, here's your payment, even before the job. I mean, that like, wow, that's super cool. So anyways, we ended up doing that job. I mean, he paid us before we got there, but yeah, he really liked the results afterwards. And yeah, he says he wants to call us back in 6 months, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, so then we had another job, another cool client. Actually, they actually even paid me before I even started my job too. So yeah, so anyways, so they I got to the job site. He had a Zoom meeting, the husband, so he's like, here's the money. He gave me cash, and I was like, okay, great. And then from there, again with project payment, so I guess the first job and this job, it was so easy. Right when they paid me, I just said, okay, here's the receipt. You know, I mean, they gave me already the cash and all that. So we did that. Yeah, we did that. And then from there, I took care of the whole job and everything like that. Come to find out that it was like a very easy cookie cutter. You know, I didn't have to work too much because they were on the Zoom. I was there able to take off all the screens. I didn't have to go inside because it was just one story. But very easy. I was in and out there. And yeah, I talked to him afterwards, and, you know, he was already out of his Zoom meeting. So that was kind of convenient for me because I like to walk around with the homeowner. So but with him, he was like, oh, you're good, I already saw the windows, they look great. And he was just, you know, telling me a little bit about his property and all that. And yeah, just very nice 2 first jobs. And yeah, that was great. Then from there, oh yeah, we had a huge house that we had to do on Wednesday. That one was like a bunch of windows. That, like, they had so many windows. It was not like French windows, like window count wise, but there were quite a few windows. And so Ashley and I were there pretty much the whole day. And yeah, we were just there working inside and out, and very chill family. They were just very easy. Like, we did all the windows and everything. They had some few skylights had to take care of, but pretty much everything else in the inside was kind of done. And then from there, so when I was on the outside, I had to touch up some skylights. They needed to just have, like, they had like those little tree sap type of stuff. So the boar's hair sometimes doesn't take that off, especially when those little tree saps are baked into the skylight. So or just windows in general. So I went to the roof and I started taking them off. And then while that was happening, the husband ended up paying my wife, and he was like, you did such a great job. We all walked, even before I went to the roof, we all walked together. So he was saying to Ashley when I was on the roof, oh, you guys did such a great job. Let me have a couple of business cards. And, you know, I want to tell all my neighbors about you guys. We really liked you guys a lot. And yeah, it was just really nice. Yeah, it was just like so chill again. Went in, you know, we took care of everything. And that's one thing I kind of want to share with you guys too. Just be careful when it comes to like old, I'm focusing on old, I guess maybe new too, but old wooden frame windows. Yes, wooden frame windows, because what ends up happening is that there's a lot of marks that come after you clean the wood. So just kind of keep that in mind. You might have to clean the window a couple of times, but in this case, I was like, you know what? I did all of the house with water fed. Nothing leaked or anything like that. It was just a really good quality house, and I took care of everything. And then at the end, what I ended up doing was taking my mop and squeegee, and there was a couple of them that needed to be touched up. Instead of me doing the whole thing again, hoping that doesn't leave a mark, I just did it again. It was okay. Not that bad, you know. It was just a few windows, so that's why I wasn't like all too crazy about it. But again, when it comes to wooden frame windows, just be careful, because you're gonna have marks on them, possibly just the way things are, you know. With age, the wood wants to absorb the water, then after it's done, it comes down, it has all the stuff from inside the wood. So just keep that in mind, that maybe for wooden windows you want to do it by hand, and so that'll make your life so much easier. Okay. Then we have our final house. Man, another great client. We gave him a bid last week. I did, again, project to payment. I just put all the information in there, sent him the bid. He accepted it. We showed up today, and very chill. They were gonna replace a couple of their screens because they're kind of old. So they were like, hey, just leave them off, and then, you know, don't worry about it. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, we took care of the whole house and everything like that, and very simple, and very straightforward too. And yeah, I did the outside, my wife did the inside, and then it's kind of funny because at the end they had a couple of skylights, and then the husband told me, like, he never told me about the skylights. And then so we were doing the bid, the husband wasn't home, and the wife is like, oh, you know, I told her, oh, we didn't do the skylights because you know, her husband never told me about her skylights. And so then one funny thing is that at the end, when we were doing the walk around, I looked at the top and I was like, hey, you know, I just want to let you know your husband didn't say anything about the skylights, so that's why we didn't clean them. And she's like, really? He didn't say that? I'm like, yeah, because when we showed up, we only walked around the house. We didn't even go inside the house, you know. And she's like, oh man, okay, can you do it? And, you know, can you try to do it? Those skylights were like in a really bad angle. So like, even if some of you guys might say, oh, just go to the roof and all that, this one was like really bad. Like this was like it was like this, and to get on the roof, it was almost impossible. So I was like, oh, sorry, just because of the danger factor of it, it's best that we don't, you know, offer the service for these skylights. And she's like, oh man, you know, this and that. But she understood that, you know, it wasn't part of the price. And yeah, you know, it's nice to communicate this with your customer. And again, I like to share this stuff with you because they really appreciated that we talked about it. Because what happens if I left, then she sees a skylight, she's like, oh, you forgot the skylights, and then we say, oh, but we never gave a bid for that, or we didn't include that. Becomes a lot of complications. But when you are very direct, and especially if you walk around and be like, hey, this and that, this and that. I also had a lot of windows with double pane that the sill broke, and so there's a lot of fog and haze in between the glass, so kind of sucks. So they need to touch up some windows, but all in all, they really liked it a lot, the results, and they were just like, yeah, thanks so much, and we'll call you guys again soon. So yeah, it was just, this whole week was very chill. We really liked it a lot. And yeah, I mean, it's one of those weeks that, you know, we just have to, you know, just take a chill week, and we really appreciate it a lot. And obviously too, don't forget to save your money. So I just want to let you guys know about that. Just, you know, save your money. You're not going to always be, you know, making a lot all at once, but when you do, you know, just be fortunate, obviously. You're grateful for that, you know, and just, you know, put some money aside so that when the season comes, when there's not a lot of work, you'll be able to, you know, get through that and be okay. So but yeah, all in all, this week we made $2,525. So this week it was very chill, very easy in a sense, because I guess, yeah, it was last week we did like 2 mansions in the same week, and it was just like, you know, it takes a lot out of you, especially when it's like really hot. And today it got to like almost like 100. I felt like, yeah, we were like, I remember I was doing the windows, because today's Friday, I was doing the windows on the outside, and then when we did the walk around, we went on the inside, my wife and I. And when we walked in the inside, then we had to, you know, everything was good. Then we had to go back outside, you know, to put our stuff away. I opened the door, I was like, oh man, this is like really hot. Yeah, so just obviously too, I mean, I should all say this, please take water with you guys, you know, make sure that you have a lot of water, keep yourself hydrated. It would be the worst if, you know, something were to happen to you guys because of the heat. Just take water with you, stay hydrated, and all in all, you guys will be doing awesome work, I'm sure. So yeah, I guess that's this week's video, and yeah, if you've made it this far, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And oh, that's what I was thinking, this week has a 10% sale on the WCR website, so if you guys want to purchase anything, you know, you can always send me a message. And really, I just want to say thank you guys so much, especially I think one of you guys reached out to me, or I know you reached out to me today. Hopefully you're watching this video. I just want to say thank you so much for calling me, texting me, and all that, and we're able to talk a little bit and help you out with any of your placements, of course, any of your orders. So just want to say thank you guys. You obviously, you know who you are, but also to others that have reached out to me the last couple weeks. I messaged a couple of you guys. Just again, we're very thankful by you guys really going out of your way to make sure that you're clicking our links and even messaging me like, hey, I want each link for this and that. Really, we really appreciate it a lot. And yeah, it's just yeah, we're just very grateful for that, and hopefully, you know, you guys benefit from all our videos. I try to do other videos like on the sides and all that, you know, to try to help you guys out. But most importantly, I want you guys to succeed. You guys are going to do great, and just make sure that if you have anything, any troubles or anything, not make sure, but like if you have any uncertainties about anything, just remember, just reach out to me, not a problem, and I can try my best to help you guys with your situation. So all in all, this week 27, yep, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.